Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as Yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on this hat. This is called the Twist Stitch Messy Bun Crochet Hat. That's a lot to say, let me tell you. So what we have is that this is a sister of another hat that we've already done in the past. Look at this hat. If you've done this hat, you can do this hat. So it's very similar in execution. For the ribs that we are going to do, we're going to do the cable stitches as you can see here, and when you look at it from this perspective and compare these smaller examples, you can see that they're the same. Now when I did the one about a year ago, what it is that it's very simple, and I have a diagram that's available on the crochetcrowd.com, and this diagram is showing you the stitch work in diagram format for you in order to keep your stitches and your cabling all look the same. So when you're going to look at this, you can see that there's repeat patterns and etc. that is going to go on, and it's just really quite an easy pattern to be able to maintain once you get started. So without further ado, you're going to need an H size 5mm crochet hook today, and we're going to be using Caron Simply Soft yarn, Robin's Egg color. I'm going to do the same one that's here, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So let's begin to do that next. So let's get started. Today we're going to create a slip knot, and I'm going to show you a little trick because you can't twist your chain up when you go to start for the very first time. So I'll show you a little trick. So if you chain in a way that it makes sense, then you won't have any twists. So let's just do 10 together. So you need to do a total of 72 if you're following the pattern. So 72 is the answer, but let's do first 10 anyway. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Once you have 10, drop it. Okay, just hold on to it and insert your hook into the very first stitch. Okay, into the very first one over here, and then put that other one back on. No, you're not finishing it off earlier, but if you have it on here right now, you're going to continue, and you're just going to continue. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So you're gonna go all the way to 72. The nice thing about this is this helps keep the chain from twisting on you, and it's just an easier way to get started right away instead of having to worry about your chain all twisting up. So go all the way to 72 for me, and I'll see you here in just a moment. Now that I have my 72 on, all I'm just gonna do is once I have the 72, I am going to then join it to the very beginning, which is this one. So just pull it through and through. Just like that. It's that simple. So because you've been doing it and you had it on here, this chain should not be twisting up on you, and if it is, it's just quickly untwist it and then get ready, and we're gonna go for round number 1. So in round number 1, in all other rounds, the very first chaining of 2 is just a builder. It doesn't count as a stitch, and please do not count it as a stitch. You're then going to move on to the next one, and you're gonna double crochet yourself into the next chain, and you're gonna double crochet yourself all the way around on this chain, making sure that you do not twist this chain at all. So we're just gonna quickly review to make sure that you're not twisted at the end, and what you're gonna do is just do that, and then you need to verify that there's 72 stitches on here when you get all the way back around. If there's more than that or less, you're gonna have a problem. Do not count that chain 2 as any stitch though. That's a builder. So please double crochet in each stitch going all the way around. So I'm now all the way back around. So what's gonna happen is that I counted 72 as I was doing this, so it's all good. Do not count that chain 2 in the very beginning as a stitch. It's not a stitch. So when you go to join, you're gonna go to the top of the first double crochet, so it's gonna look like you're going into the second one over, and you're just going to join it with the slip stitch like so. So you should be able to count 72 without that chain 2 as being part of it. Let's move along to second round. In second number round, we're going to chain 2. You can see that we're always chaining 2, and you can get this diagram on the crochetcrowd.com. I'm gonna put a link with this article as well. So what we're gonna do is that you can see that there's different symbols, and so we're gonna start off with 2 front posts. See how it's linked this way? So they're gonna be 2 front posts, 1 back post, 2 front posts, 1 back post, 2 front posts, 1 back post, and etc. And what we're doing is that we're establishing the ribs right off the bat, and then as we come even further is that we're going to do an expansion round. Then in the next round you're gonna notice things are gonna start compressing together as you do this. So let's begin and start our established pattern in order to make this work. So let's begin round number 2. Chain 2 doesn't count as anything. Okay, so it's gonna be a builder. It's gonna look like it's part of a stitch, but it's just there. Okay, so just don't forget that's gonna be there. So your first one is actually right here. Okay, So what we're gonna do then is we're gonna start off with 2 front posts. So to do a front post, you wrap the hook first going into the side of the stitch on the front side of the project, and then you pull through and then pull through 2 and 2. That's a front post double crochet. You're gonna do 2 of those in a row. So let's do another one. So wrap in through the side, pull through 2 and 2. The next one is gonna be 1 back post double crochet by itself. So wrap in the hook, come around the back and come through the side of that post, bang it out through the other side. So it's just on the other side, pull through, okay, and then pull through 2 and 2. Okay, so let's go over the repeat pattern for this particular row. So the next 2 are going to be 2 front posts. So 1, so it's gonna be 1 front post in each, just like that, and then the next one is a back post double crochet. That's what you're gonna do for this entire round as you go. Okay, so does that make sense to you? So see, you're creating these ribbing looking right off the hop. So the next 2 are then front post double crochet, just like that, and then the next one is 1 back post double crochet. So please continue that same pattern. You're gonna notice that it's not looking the same as it does in the pattern, and the reason for it is that we need to get to row number 3 before that can even start even remotely looking the same. So let's continue that. So 2 front posts, 1 back post, 2 front posts, 1 back post. When you come all the way back around, the last 2 stitches will be in the front post, and then you're just going to slip stitch to the first front post double crochet. So this is the chain 2. Don't worry about it, just go right over top of it, and then that completes that. So the hat is not the full width yet. We still have to expand it. You'll see that there's ribbing going on here, but we need to expand our ribbing in round number 3, and I'll show you how to do that next. So we're gonna move on to row number 3. You will notice that there's no back posts left anymore that you see here as we move up for these rows. So what's gonna happen is that we're gonna match exactly what you see. So the 2 front posts will be 2 front posts again. The next back post will be a half double crochet, and then 2 front posts again on these front posts, and then a half double crochet. So the game plan changes right here. This is where the cabling is going to happen here. So we're gonna do 2 front posts. The next one is gonna be 2 into the same one to give it to make it 2, and then there'll be 2 here. So we're gonna take 5 double crochet posts here and make them into 6 by doing 2 into the middle one. We then continue along, and this will be the break that's in between the cables, and then we cable again, and we're looking for the middle one of the group of 5 to have 2 so that we can continue that pattern. Let's move on to round number 3. So refer to my diagram if you need it, or go and look at the pattern if you need extra verification. Getting started is almost the hardest part on these things, but once you get it started, it actually is really quite simple. We're gonna chain up 2. Remember, that doesn't count as anything, it's just a builder. And so the first 2, as I mentioned before, is a front post double crochet. So we're gonna maintain that to keep those ribbing looking outward. The next one is going to be a half double crochet. So it's currently right here is a back post. So it's gonna be a half double crochet to keep that sunk in behind, and just like that. The next 2 are front post double crochets. So 1 and 2, and then the next one here is a half double. Okay, so that keeps that sunk in behind as well. So here is the next group. So this group here is where your cable is going to appear. So the first 2 are front post double crochets. We can see that here. Okay, so 1 and 2, and look what's gonna happen in this one. This back post now is going to become 2 front post double crochets. So just gonna go in and make 1, and go in and do it again and make it 2. Okay, and then the last 2 of that is gonna be a half double crochet. So then we just converted these group of 5 into being 6 by doing that, and now we're making the cable look like it's gonna pop out. So we're gonna continue then as we go. So the next one is a half double crochet. I can see it's a back loop already, so it's just an easy way if I just say, oh, that's a half double crochet, no problem. And then the next 2 are front post double crochets. And this is not one of the cable lines going up, so I just maintain what's there. So the next one is a half double crochet. That was a back post last time, and then the next 2 are front post double crochets. The next one is a half double, and now this is again one of the cabling going up. So you can see that the cabling is every other group of these groups. So let's just quickly review on how to do that once again. So the first two are going to be front post double crochets. You're maintaining what's already there. And then the middle one, okay, this one now becomes 2 front post double crochets. And then the next 2 stay a front post double crochet. So that group of 5 just became 6. And then the final one after that is going to be a half double crochet into that one that's currently as the back. Okay, so what I want you to do is maintain that going all the way across, all the way around, and I'll see you at the end of this round. So I'm coming up all the way around. The last section just before you get to the final point is going to be a cable round going straight up. So then the middle one here is going to get 2 front post double crochets. So if that's not where you're ending up right now, something is wrong with your stitch counts. Make sure you do go back and double check, just like that. Okay, and then once you get that last one done, just slip stitch it to the top of the first front post double crochet like so, and that was round, I believe, number 3. So you really can't see it too much. Maybe you can see it better in the camera than I can here in the light, but we're gonna move on, and the next round we're gonna start doing some crossover work, and this is going to then create that look that you love on these hats. So in the next round what we're going to do is we're gonna start doing the crossovers. Okay, they're gonna go right from one section to another, and we're gonna do 3 in a row and then come back. This only happens when it's cabling. The other part just stays straight up. So if you're looking at the hat from the perspective of looking straight down, you see that you have the lines going straight up, and then you see the other ones of the cable twist. So it's every other section just like you see. So what's gonna happen is that this is row number 1 of the pattern, and this is row from 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, so this just matches exactly what you see. So when we move up, what is front post is gonna stay on front post. What is half double crochet will stay half double crochet. These are the lines that are going straight up. This section here, because you've expanded already, is always gonna be the cable section, always in the front post. Then that keeps that cable looking. This half double crochet stays half double crochet, and you can see that it's just gonna maintain. Now it gets really easy. So on a piece of paper you need to write from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So just remember 1 is the crossing over, and so once we get this done with you, I'm going to show you that you need to repeat, and you need to grab a tape measure and get it to a certain height before completing the rest of this pattern. So let's begin to do the row number 1 of the repeat. So this is row number 1 of the repeat, and you will come back to this spot every time you need to repeat 1 through 5. Begin by chaining 2, and you're going to maintain. So the first section is just a straight line going up. The next section here is going to be the cable twist going straight up. You're gonna match exactly what you see. So the first 2 are front post double crochets, because that's what's already there. The next one is a half double crochet, because that's what's already there. The next 2 is going to be front post double crochets. So you've just now continued that straight lines going right up, and the next one is a half double. So here's what's gonna happen in this section here. We're going to do the crossovers. So there's 6 double crochets that are sitting there. Okay, so what's gonna happen is that we're gonna jump over, and we're going to get the front posts of the 4th one over, then the 5th and 6th, and then we're gonna come back and do 1, 2, and 3. So to do this is really quite simple. We are just going to do a double crochet going around, oh sorry, crossing over. I apologize for that. And what we're going to do is that we're just going to just reach across, okay, and just go to the 4th one. So 1, 2, 3, it's the second one of that middle one. This is the only time that they're gonna be together like this, just so you know. So it's the second one there, and you're going to double crochet. This is gonna make it lean over. You're then gonna wrap the hook and do the next one right after it. This is number 2. You're gonna wrap the hook and do the 3rd, like that. So you've just skipped over the first 3 here and went right to the last 3. So now you're gonna do the first 3. So wrap in the hook, come to the front, and do the first front post. Okay, so it was the last one, or it was the furthest one away, and you're gonna do that as a double crochet. You're then going to, I apologize, I just dropped my stitch, no big deal. Just love that about crochet. So we're gonna do the next one that's available to you. So wrap the hook and do the next one. And then wrap the hook and do the final one there. So all 6 have just been done. Like so. So you can see it's kind of crossed over at this moment. So the next one is right here. It's a half double crochet. I will repeat all of this one more time. So this next section is without the twist in it at all, so you just match what's there. So there's gonna be 2 front posts in a row, or sorry, 1 front post in each of the 2, and then the next one's half, and then the next 2 are front post double crochets, and then the next one's half, like so. So the next one is the twist, and I can see by the middle that I'm verified. That's right. So I'm gonna wrap the hook first and go to the 4th one over. Just reach right over and just double crochet around that front post, and then do the next one. Okay, these 3 will be leaning this way, and do the 3rd one. Now you're gonna come back and do the ones you skipped. So go all the way to the first one, and then do the next, and then do the next, just like so. So you can see that it's crossed over beautifully. So we're gonna continue then. The next one is just half double crochet. So what I want you to do is continue to go all the way around. This is round number 1. You'll see that the cables are happening every other one, and you get that nice flat surface in between. I'll see you at the end of this round. So at the end of this round, the final section here is a cable, and if you're just maintaining the pattern, it will come about anyway. You don't have to think twice about it. So you're just gonna apply that cable twist over. Okay, these 3, and then go back and do those other 3. Once you get used to this pattern, I have to say this, I've done this pattern before in tutorial format, also done some samples of this particular pattern. This is not a hard pattern once you understand how it works, and how the stitches play together, and then what exactly to look for. So once you have that final cable twist over, just remember then you just have to join it to the top of the beginning of the first one, just like so. Okay, so that's it for that one. That was the first one of repeat, and you'll be doing that every time that you hit that from 1 through 5. So let's begin rows number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now rows number 2, 3, 4, and 5 is the one in between, and this is what separates the other one that will come up. So this is number 1 once again. That's why I got a 1 here. So this is gonna be 2, 3, 4, and 5, and you'll mark it off on your list as you go. And so there's gonna be 4 rounds of this, what you see. So what is in the front post here when the cable stays a solid front, and in this other section here it maintains those straight lines going straight up. So let's just get you started on this, and this will be rows number 2, 3, 4, and 5. Chain up 2. Doesn't count as anything, it's a builder. The first 2 are front post double crochet. You're just maintaining what you already see. Okay, and then the next one is a half double. Make sure you go right into a stitch, not into a space, or to be obvious on your project when you go to wear it. Okay, and then the next 2 are front post double crochets. So this is the space going up into the hat that has no cable to it, and the next one's a half. So the cable twist is in the next one. So each one of these you just got to watch out for them. So you'll see that these are leaning over towards this side right where I'm wiggling, and the other ones are here buried in behind. Well, you can't see those ones in behind very clearly, so you're gonna have to manipulate that in order for you to see them. You still have to get them in the front post, so you have to get the first one, just beat a front post. Okay, you're gonna do the next one. Once you get that first one pulled out, the next one should be right next beside it. You're gonna do that for a front post, and then you're gonna do the third one. Okay, so just move things out of the way if you have to, and those 3 just became the front post. This is what's creating that layering look. These 3 are just gonna be a regular front post double crochet. So 1, and you start on the first one and you just keep moving over. Okay, So this helps it give it that look that is classic for twisting. So then you just maintain the pattern is. So the next one is a half double crochet. I'll show this again. So the next group here is just the straight lines going straight up, match what you see. And then the next one is a half double. The next two are front post double crochets. See, it's easy once you get this pattern established because you know where you are. So this was a half double. So here's your next cable. So you can see that this is stopping you from seeing what's in behind. So we have to kind of manipulate it and get that first front post, the one in behind, and make it a front post. So you just start in order. So 1, there's gonna be 3, this is 2, and get that third one. Just move things around, move that hook back there, you'll find it. Don't want to get the same one twice. There it is right there. Should wrap that hook first before you go back there though. So there is that third one. You'll get used to seeing that. The nice thing about it, these don't twist over very often, so you know, struggling will not be very often because next time they'll all be straight up for you. Okay, so then you just continue to do front post double crochets in the other part of that cable. See that? So you're gonna continue along just like this, and I need you to do the next rows. So this is row number 2, 3, 4, and 5. So in the cables, when it's a cable, the whole thing is all just gonna be front posts. There's no twisting over. Once you get row number 5 or round number 5 done, you're going to do number 1 again, which is gonna cross over just like you'd already had before. I'm gonna leave this for you now, and I'm gonna do the rest of it up until number 5 once again, and then I'll meet you back on 1 to make sure that you understand the twisting over, and then I'll see you back here at that time. You're also gonna need a tape measure after that point as well. So when I last left you, I told you that I was gonna meet you on number 5, and I've done number 5, and here's what it looks like. So now we're ready to do the crossover again for number 1. So you have to continue to repeat rows 1 through 5 over and over and over until you get to 6 inches tall on there. So you'll need a tape measure in order to do so. So when you get to close to 6 inches, you must stop on row number 4. Okay, so you finish row number 4 and stop. The remaining of the top of this hat then carries from 5, the next one up, then to get smaller as it starts to come around the top of the head. So let's just quickly review again, showing you what row number 1 looks like once again, and because this is what it looks like now, and then you'll meet me back at the top of the hat after you get your distance of 6 inches. You don't really have to do that much more, but we'll have to meet you there, and I'll see you there in a second. So let me show you round number 1 once again. Let's begin round number 1 once again. So 1 and 2 doesn't mean anything, it's just a builder, and we're just gonna match exactly what you see. So you can whistle Dixie as you go, no problem. Okay, so we're matching those lines up, and then half double crochet in the next, and matching. So this one never changes until we start rounding off the top of the head. Okay, so that's, you can count on that. The next one's a half double crochet. So the next one here is, because this is number 1, this is exactly the crossover that you see down here. So again, you're going to wrap the hook, and you're gonna skip over 4 and go to the 5th. Okay, sorry, skip over 3 and go over to the 4th. Okay, and you're gonna do a front post double crochet. It's gonna lean over. You'll do the next one right beside it, and the next one. There you go. You're then gonna come back to the very first one of the 3 and cross over and do that one, and do the next, and do the next, like so. So do you see the crossing over? Isn't that neat? So then you carry on, then half double crochet into the half double crochet that's already there. Okay, and then we carry on. So this is the straight going up, so you match it. So we've already shown how to do this, and it's just a matter of carrying on. And so this is round number 1 again, and you'll repeat runs through 5. Okay, so let's just review that one last time, make sure that you got it. So the next one's a half double crochet, and here is the cabling that you can see running into. So then the 4th one over, just front post double crochet, the next one after that, and the next one after that. Okay, gives that look, and then we're gonna come back and get the very first one we skipped over, At least in crochet this is a lot easier to do than it is in knitting. Knitting's not hard, it's just quicker to do it in crochet. So then you can see it just crossed over and then you carry on. So continue now this. So this is round number 1, then go 2, 3, 4 and 5. So then you're gonna grab your tape measure and then you're going to then measure up 6 inches from the base here to about 6 inches, but you must stop on row number 4. So when I catch you up on the next time, I'm gonna be finished number 4. I'll have my close to 6 inches. It'll probably be close to it, and then we'll carry on and we'll start shaping the top of the hat together. I'll see you there in just a moment. When I last left you, we were finishing up round number 4. So I've got my 6 inches done here, and this should be number 4 completed. If you've gone to 5, it's too long. So what's gonna happen is if you've gone to 5, we still need to keep these twists in balance, and so if we're finishing on round number 4, it'll make sense. So what's gonna happen here is we're back at the sheet, and we still have to go around the top of the head now. So we cannot continue to go up unless you got a cone head, right? So what you have here is that we have to start eliminating stitches. So this is round number 4 that you see here, and you'll notice that I put an X here. These are stitches that we're gonna be taking out. I want you to notice something else too. This row right here is the row that does not have the cable in it. You notice that we're gonna be eliminating stitches more in this rows than we are in the cable twist itself. So as you come around to the top of the head here, these will, spaces here will get narrow, and these will come around the top. Now if you're doing the messy bun hat, the last 2 rounds that you see here will be missing, and you'll stop on round number 8, and if you're doing the full hat, then you'll continue on to number 10 to bring it to a close at the top. So that's the only really difference between the 2. So let's move on to the first round of shaping the top, and that's right here, and that has an X in it, and that means that we're gonna be eliminating stitches at that point. So let's begin that round. So let's begin eliminating stitches. We're gonna chain up 2. Remember, it counts as nothing, and we're going to eliminate 1 stitch in each of these ones that just travel straight up. We're not gonna worry about the cable twist area, just in the ones going straight up. So what we're gonna do is that we're gonna skip over the middle one here, and we're gonna eliminate it out. So let's continue, and the first 2 are gonna be front post double crochets as normal, and you gotta pretend that middle one is gone. Okay, so just pretend it doesn't exist and go right over to the next one here and bring that together. Do you see that? So you just went right over top as if it wasn't even there, and now you got front post double crochets, and you'll see that they're kind of bunching together. So you're gonna continue then the pattern as normal. So the next one's a half double crochet, and the cable is gonna just continue on as is. So it's all just front post double crochets moving across that. In the next round, what we're gonna do is that we're going to do the crossover again in order to stay balanced within the distance that you're gonna be doing with that. So let's just recap again. So the next one here is a half double crochet right after to keep balance, and here's the next one coming up. So the middle one, pretend it doesn't exist anymore, and front post double crochet in the first 2, skip that middle one, and just front post in the next 2 there, and that'll eliminate 1 stitch from that section. So continue that same process going around for the first round of shaping the top. So I've just finished this last round, and now we're gonna move up. Now what I want to show you here, see the X? That means that I've eliminated that stitch. So you see that there's a gap space right above it. It means that you're not skipping over anything anymore. We've just done it here, but it means that this stitch here no longer exists. So anytime that I put an X, it means that the stitches no longer exist, so that you really cannot move forward from that. So as we move up now to the next round, what's gonna happen is we're gonna do our crossovers again, and we're not eliminating any stitches at this point. We're just gonna maintain exactly what's already there, and so therefore the next round after that we'll put 2 together, and then we'll continue on in that same fashion. So let's carry forward and let's go on. Chain 2 counts as nothing, and then we're gonna double crochet the first 4, right? Because the X was already there. We eliminated 1 stitch last time, and so this now is just a solid going across a front post double crochet like that. So now here is the cable twist. So we're gonna still do our cable twist. The next one is a half double crochet to stay balanced, and so we're gonna do our cable. So 1, 2, 3, go to the 4th over and do your crossover stitch as you had been before. Okay, and then come back and then do the first ones to catch back up. You really do get used to working this kind of pattern once you get in the swing of it. Okay, so once you've done that, half double crochet the next, and then you're staying in balance. So then see these 4? They're just regular front post double crochets this time. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that half double crochet to split them off like you were before, because we're losing stitches and we're getting smaller for the top of the head. So the next one again is a cable, so it's just half double crochet the first one and then cross over 1, 2, 3 and go to the 4th. And then cross over and go backward to the first one. Just making sure I'm getting the right stitches when I do that. And then once you've done your crossover, the next one right after is a half double crochet. So please continue to do that same pattern all the way around. So moving now up, and now we're gonna eliminate another stitch. So what's happening here in the ribs that are just going straight up, not the cable work, but we're gonna eliminate and make the 2 middle ones into 1. So we're gonna do front post 2 together in order to make it into 1. So each time we hit that, we're going to be eliminating another stitch at that point. Let's move along in this pattern. So let's carry forward. We're gonna chain 2, counts as nothing, and the first one is a front post double crochet. And then the next 2 posts are gonna be put together. Okay, so how we do that is that we wrap the hook and we go into the first one, pull through 2 and hold. Okay, do not finish it. Wrap the hook going into the next one, pull through 2 and hold, and then pull through all 3. So those 2 just became 1, and so then you'll front post double crochet the next one that's in there. So 4 will become 3. So then you carry on as the pattern has suggested, and just again we're just finished that twist. Last one was the new twist, so then it's just a matter of just manipulating it in order to get those stitches in behind. You do get used to doing it. I know I did for sure. Not always perfect first time out, as you can see. Kind of looking like a fool on camera, but it wouldn't be a first time for me. So there you go. So you got that one side and then you do the other just like as is, and this is allowing you to have that nice twist look, but you're also eliminating stitches at the same time. So in the next one is just a half double crochet as you normally have been doing, and so then here's your next set of ribs. So you're gonna make 4 into 3. So the first one is gonna be a front post double crochet, and the next 2 are together, so going in, pull through 2 and hold. Next one, pull through 2 and hold, pull through all 3, and then front post double crochet the next. So 4 just became 3. Please do that same thing all the way around. So now moving up once again. So now we've just put 2 together, as you can see in the last round. Now this round we're not gonna do anything special. We're just gonna maintain what's already there. So these are just front posts. There's no crisscrossing going on, and we're just maintaining. So these 2 that came together, we're just giving it time to relax a little bit, and then we're gonna carry on. So this round number 4 is that we are just going to carry on and just match exactly what we see. Let's begin. So as I just stated, we're just gonna match what we see. So we're just gonna see what we have, and a front post double crochet. Remember, these 2 just became 1, so you go around what appears to be both of them for a front post double crochet and the next one. Do you see that? So you're giving it time to relax in order to pull in. You can really see that on the camera, I think. So then the next ones here are just front posts. That's a half double crochet, and then these here are just front post double crochets, giving that twist time in order to get that absolute fabulous look that you have. So these twists, as you can see, it does take a few rows for it to really get that look, but once you get it, it looks absolutely incredible. So again, as you finish up your twist here with the front post double crochets, the last one after that is a half double, and then you're back here again. So the first one is a front post double crochet. These 2 were already together, so you're just gonna go around what appears both of them, front post double crochet, and carry on just like that. Okay, so please do that round, or please do that all the way around. Okay, so we just finished the last round. We were just maintaining what you already see. Now this round number 5, see, we're gonna have 3 together front post double crochet. So front post double crochet 3 together, and so that's gonna happen here. So we're gonna start really eliminating some stitches out, and then you'll see that we're really gonna start really pounding this out. So let's move on for round number 5, and each time you hit these main sections here, you're gonna really notice it's gonna curve around the top of the head at this point. So let's begin that. So let's begin. We're going to chain 2 counts as nothing. So the first 3 front post double crochets are gonna come together with bringing 3 together. So wrap that hook going into the first one, pull through 2 and hold it. So you're gonna continue again to the next one, do the same thing, and then the next one. Bring all 3 together like this. You'll have 4 loops in the hook, pull them all together. So those 3 just became into one. So this section right here is going to remain the same. So the next one's a half double crochet. So we're only eliminating right in the middle of that strip area going up, and then this cable twist area is just all still the same. We're gonna start eliminating stitches soon out of this section here to bring it to the top of the hat as well, or top of the head. Okay, so we're continuing along. We're just gonna review again one more time on eliminating stitches. So the next one is just a half double crochet after you do that cable area. Okay, so then these 3 just became one. So just going in, grab that first one, collect it, and the second one, going and collecting it like that, and pull through all 3, and those 3 just became one. Please do that same thing going all the way around. So I want you to look at the top of the hat and see this striping area that kind of went up. It's all out of space now. There's only 1 stitch left. So as we come around to the top of the hat now, let's look back here at the pattern. So at the pattern, what's happened is that we have now just eliminated all these stitches out, and now for the remaining of this area it's just 1 stitch left. Even if it's the Messy Bun Hat, when we go to finish it off in round number 8, you can still, this still exists. So now what we're gonna do is go and attack the other side now, the cables, and start eliminating stitches out to bring that more narrow in order to bring this into full balance. So let's begin, and in the next round what we're going to do is that we're going to eliminate it out of the cable area. So the 2 middle are the 4 middle ones, 2 of them will become together and the other 2 will become together, and you'll see that every time that we do that. So let's begin to do that next. So let's begin, and we're gonna chain 2. Remember, it counts as nothing, and we're gonna do a front post double crochet around this group of 3 that you see there right below you. So just go around and you're gonna do the front post double crochet. So that just begins to bring this to a nice point. So now the next one is a half double crochet as it normally has been all along. So we're not eliminating there. So now the group of 6 that you have, the 4 middle ones are now going to be affected. So the first one remains unchanged with the front post double crochet. The next 2 are gonna become together as one. So just start collecting those and bring those 2 together just like that. You already know how to do that. So bring those 2 together, and the next 2 you're gonna bring those 2 together now too. So you're gonna eliminate 2 stitches out of this section, and then the last one remains unchanged with just a front post double crochet. So 6 now just became 4. Okay, so let's just continue and move up. So now it's a half double crochet. This here is just a front post double crochet around the group of 3. Okay, and the next one is a half double crochet, and then here's your cable again. So you're looking for the 4 middle ones. So the first one remains unchanged, the next 2 become together, the next 2 of that after this become together as well, and then the next one, the last one, is just one by itself. So 6 just became 4. So please continue that same thing going all the way around. You're gonna notice that it's getting less and less stitches, so you're getting quicker and quicker. So back to the sheet again. So we've just eliminated number 6. We eliminated the 2 middles. Okay, so 2 just became 1 on both sides of the cable twist. So in the next round, number 6 is, sorry, I apologize, number 7 is that it's just gonna match exactly what you see. So you're giving it time to go. Now if you're doing the Messy Bun Hat, you just got one more row after that as well, or one more round after that. So you're almost done that as well. But everybody else is almost done if they're doing the full version too. So we're just gonna match exactly what we see for round number 7. So let's begin round number 7. Chain 2, doesn't count as anything, and then you're gonna front post double crochet around the first one. Okay, and then you are going to half double crochet in the next. So you're just giving these 4 that you had, it still looks like, see these 2 are now 1, so 1 and 2. So you just want to match exactly what you see. So the first one's front post double crochet, the next one looks like it's grouped of 2, so you just go around what appears to be both of them, and then you go around the next one which appears to be 2 coming together, and then you go around the next one. So there's 4. Okay, so it gives it time to really kind of compress and really gives a visual look. The next one's half double crochet, the next one is a front post double crochet and half double crochet, and here we are in the cable once again. Okay, so the first one is a front post double crochet, the next one looks like there's 2 there, but it's together, remember. Front post double crochet, do the same with the next and the next. Please do that same thing going all the way around. So let's carry on to round number 8. I just finished round number 7. So round number 8, we're gonna eliminate 2 things. The middle one of the cable is gonna become 2 together, and we're gonna eliminate your half double crochets out. Okay, so 2 together there, and you no longer have to worry about your half double crochets. I think you're probably really happy about that. So if this is the Messy Bun Hat, this is your last round, and then you can fasten off, and then you can style it to wear. And if you're doing the full hat, you still have 2 more rounds to go, but you're almost done that too. Let's begin. So let's begin. We're gonna chain 2. Remember, it counts as nothing, and then we just front post double crochet into the first one. So normally we would have done a half double crochet after this. We're not going to. We have the 4 cables here. So the first one of the 4 is gonna be a front post double crochet. The next 2 of the 4 are gonna be coming together. So we're gonna bring those 2 together, and then the next one's by itself. So those cables, now 4 just became 3. We skip that next half double crochet completely and go right to the front post double crochet there. Let's quickly review again. So we skip the next half double crochet, and we have 4 in a row. The first one's by itself, the next 2 are together, and then the next one is by itself. Please do that all the way around for round number 8. So this is the conclusion of round number 8. This is the finale of the messy bun version of this particular twist hat. So you'll fasten off and then weave in your ends, and you're left with a hole in the top for the bun to fall out at the top. So that would be it. So if this is the other video of continuing along with the twist hat, we're gonna carry on for 2 more rounds. But if you are the bun hat, I'm gonna leave you here, and have a great day, and we'll see you again real soon. And others, if this is the other video of the full hat, just stay tuned. I'll finish the last 2 rounds with you together.